Well, welcome everybody to the second Moonlight session from Nagoya Google Education Group. Tonight we're going to talk about digital storytelling, and we're also going to show Google Slam. So, welcome very much.
Kunie-san, どうぞ。
今日第2回のムーンライトセッション、満月の夜に会いましょうを行うことができました。皆さん、こんにちはじゃなくてこんばんはです。今日は名古屋はとても綺麗な満月が見えます。見られましたか？今日はレモスラムと、デジタルストーリーテリングのお話をしますので、お楽しみにしてください。はい。
Okay, thank you for joining us, everyone. So if you give me a moment, I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to tell you just a little bit about GEG Nagoya and what Google Educator Groups do. And then we're going to jump right into this really cool stuff about digital storytelling, but after a couple of demo slams. So as you heard, it is the Moonlight sessions, Mangetsu no Yoru ni Aimashou, the series that we're doing here with GEG Nagoya in 2021 with digital storytelling. So what is GEG though? And stay with us just for 1 minute. We'll be really fast with this. So Google Educator Groups are groups of teachers that are passionate about technology in education, and that we are volunteers. We just love to do this. We are not paid by Google. This is a labor of love. And it's not always all about Google as well, actually. We do a whole pile of stuff, which you'll see tonight, that is education technology related. There's loads of Google Educator Groups in Japan. So if you're looking to reach out, please go to Google's website and actually come to our website, gegnagoya.com, and have a look at where there's a GEG, a Google Educator Group in your community. Now, I'm going to go back and just say that very quickly in Japanese. GEG, Google Educator Groups は、なんていうか、なんかローカルの先生たちが、研修団体を作って、ボランティアで、教育向きのテクノロジーを使って、一緒にお互いに勉強する団体なんです。で、日本の中で、たくさんのところで GEG があります。もしあなたが興味がありましたら、GEG 名古屋のウェブサイトに行って、それかGoogle Japan のウェブサイトに行って、自分の地方にある GEG 探してください。So what do Google Educator Groups do? We do a whole pile of things. We have workshops. We have online workshops, face-to-face after the pandemic. We have ed camps, pub nights. We do study groups so you can get training in Google Apps. And we have participation in GEG Asia Pacific. Google Educator Groups はなんかイベントについて何のことを行うかっていうと、ワークショップ結構行います。オンラインとフェイスとフェイスでやりますけど、エデュキャンプとか、パブナイトとか、オンラインで研修会も勉強して、Google の先生向きの資格を受けたい人のためになんか勉強会を作りますけど、で、GEG Asia Pacific、アジア地区の団体があって、アジア中のいろんな国の人たちが集まってイベントを行いますから、それは一番面白いと思いますけど、ぜひ参加してください。And these are some images of what we do. 写真とかビデオだけなんですけど、connect with us. Find us on Twitter, Facebook. Come to our events and please present. We have a pub night we want to do in March and we want you to present. GG の声はなんか Twitter、Facebook とかいろんなソーシャルメディアを使うんですけど、ぜひぜひ参加したければ連絡してください。gegnagoya@gmail.com. So, let's get into tonight's event. クニエさんはその日本語でなんか今日の内容をちょっと読んでいただけますか？
今日の内容についてお話しします。 まずデモンストラムをそれぞれ3つやります。各1つずつ3つやります。それからデジタルストーリーを作るために必要なことをネイトが話してくれます。その後、ブッククリエイターについてネイト。Google スライドを使っての紙芝居が私。そして、絵を見てみんなでストーリーを考え話し合おうっていうのはスティーブが行いますのでお楽しみにしてください。以上です。
ありがとうございます。Hey, Steve, you want to tell us what we're doing tonight in English? I know people can read, but feel free to ad-lib a little bit.
Oh, okay. Lala. Yes, we have quite a bit to do in the remaining time we have. The three GG leaders, Kunie, Nate, and I are going to do short demo slams. Each of us picked an application or a way to use technology, very, very brief. And then we're going to each of us talk about an approach to digital storytelling. One is going to be a book creator from Nate. One is going to be me talking about picture stories using, that's Kunie, picture stories with Google Slides. Then I'm going to end up with finding a story in digital images. Okay, Kunie, would you like to go ahead and do your demo slam?
じゃあ、
Yeah.
じゃあまず、Google Keep を使ってのデモスラムをします。ではちょっと画面をシェアします。
はい。
見えますでしょうか？
まだ見えません。
まだ見えません。この縦書きに立てかけたのはかけたかったから立てかけたのですという。
We can't see your screen just yet, so まだ見えてないんですけど、まだ見えません。
見えません。あれ？
そう、まだシェアしてください。
あれ？違う。やり方が違う。
You're gonna like this, people. It's gonna be cool.
ごめん。
大丈夫です。
Oh, there we go.
はい。
失礼しました。
いや、全然。
もう一度。はい。この縦書きに立てかけたのは立てかけたかったから立てかけたのですという早口言葉を画像で検索しました。これをテキストに簡単にすることができます。この3つの点々のところに画像テキストを所得するっていうところがあるので、これを押しますと、この、画像がテキストにあっという間に変わりましたっていうことです。はい、以上です。
はい、ちょっと英語まだ共有してください、画面。
はい。
英語で繰り返します。Just in English. So Google Keep allows you to take text from an image and basically by uploading your image that has text in it, you can click on the little dots, the ellipses that you see at the bottom that Kunie-san showed you, and take out that text. And you can do it, as you saw, in multiple languages, which is very, very useful. So it's called Grab Image Text. Nicely done. Thank you, Kunie-sensei.
はい。
All right. And next up, we've got Steve with, I think it's IORAD, I believe.
That's right. Let me share my
Very cool.
screen.
This is one I do not know, so I'm excited to see this, actually.
We'll see how we do on it then. This is a free application. Of course, it's a pay app. Let me know. Can you see it now?
Nope. Hold on. Going to add you to the stream. There you go.
Okay. So this is a free app. This semester, this year, many of us have had to teach our students how to use various applications. And this is a free app that'll capture each of the clicks and that you use in doing any kind of application. It's a Chrome browser app. If on the pay feed, and you can edit, so all the steps, you can delete the steps that you don't need. You can add in steps later. So unlike a video where once you've recorded it, you're kind of stuck. You can add in steps. You can take out steps. You can rearrange steps. If you pay, you can also use the audio. You can use your own voice. You can have the computer read the steps. There's translation. There's export. But the free version, you can create as many as you want. It has to be public, and the students can access it as many times as they like. Can I just show a quick sample?
Please do. Yeah, let's show us what IORAD actually does.
Yeah, this is very cool, he said, in terrible self-promotion.
All good, all good.
All right. All right. So this is the something I made. Also, it shows a Google Sheet that I use with my students for giving peer feedback on a composition. So two sessions in one. So can you hear? Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. So then you click, and you can see on the right-hand side it says the text that you can change. And this is something that Nate taught us how to, you can click on the left and it changes color. It's very cool. It shows, in this case, progress on giving peer review on a composition.
Conditional formatting, it's called. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I wanted them to share with, I shared it with Google Classroom. I threw that.
So overall, what does IORAD do? Like if it was like, if you were to say IORAD in one sentence, is a platform that
lets you create step-by-step tutorials for digital software or anything that you want to share.
And so is it video or is it image-based or?
It's browser-based. So anything that you can open with your browser, you click and it tracks what you're doing, and then you can save and edit and go back and share.
Very cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I was pretty pleased with it.
Okay, じゃあちょっと繰り返します。日本語で。IORAD、スティーブが発表した IORAD がChrome ブラウザ使うと、IORAD というアプリ使えば、簡単にトゥトリアルビデオ、説明のビデオを作れます。Very cool. Very cool. I like that. Maybe Steve, if you can put in the IORAD in the comments.
Sure.
So, all right, I am going to show mine now very quickly, and then we'll get to exactly halfway through and be able to jump into the next thing. 次はネイトのデモスラム簡単に説明しますけれども、You can see that? Are you good to go?
Yep.
Okay. So I'll start with English and 後で日本語で説明します簡単に。I really, really like this platform called Sutori. Now, Sutori is often looked at as a storytelling online tool, which it's very good for that. It's great for that, actually, but it's great for other things as well. So basically, I have this collection of different topics that I've created, and I share with students. And so as an example, let me go with, the story of Valentine's Day. We had Valentine's Day last month. So here I've got this timeline of Valentine's Day history, and I can put in different images, for example. As I scroll, I can put in audio. This is audio of me actually reading this. So for accessibility, you can use it. I have questioning. If we were logged in with the share, that would say comments and people can comment. And as you scroll through, if you want, you can look at embedded images, videos. You can do quizzes. It's just a really, really cool tool to tell stories. And today's theme is storytelling. So I thought I'd do something along that theme. I didn't plan on it before, but little do you know things. And what I like about it, tonight is not about Sutori, but it is really, 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 really easy to use. So check out Sutori. We'll share these links on Facebook and that kind of thing. 日本語で簡単に言うと、Sutori っていうアプリなんですけど、ストーリーテリングについてすごい簡単なものです。オーディオを作れる。なんていうか、つけると作れる。このアプリの中で直接自分の声を入れられるんですけど、このフォーラムのところは生徒がコメントもできます。 もしログインしてればコメントができる。で、もちろん写真とか、他のアプリも、なんかフリップグリッドとか、Poll Everywhere とか、なんか他の会社のアプリも、つけることができるんですけど、もちろん YouTube ビデオも、つけれる。クイズとか、ああいう、クイズとか、いろんなクイズの種類がいくつぐらいがあるんですけど、それもつけれる。で、先に英語で言わなかったのは、生徒の、やったことも見れる。生徒の、時間とか、クイズ受けたら、なんか点数とか、それも見れる。ものすごい使いやすいアプリなので、本当におすすめです。One thing I didn't say when I was first explaining in English is that with this tool, if you have an account and your students are logged in, you can see how many hours or minutes they've been engaging with something. You can see their scores on the quizzes. It's a really, really cool tool. So anyway, Sutori, check it out. Slam. Let me just pull myself off here. So we'll close that. So let me just go back to sharing the slide deck here, folks. And we try to hit 30 minutes for this kind of thing, but we don't always get there. So you can still see my screen, right? I'm still sharing, I believe. Yeah?
Not quite yet.
So now it's there, right? Steve-san, Kunie-san, you can see the approaches to digital storytelling. 見えますか？スライド。
まだです。
見えないですかね。本当になんか変だね。自分がつけなかった。Okay. So today's theme is approaches to digital storytelling. 先になんか日本語でちょっと簡単に言ったんですけど、クニエさんが読むじゃなくて自分の考え、ストーリーテリングは大事なものは何でしょう？ストーリー大事なもの？自分の考え？自分の考えです。はい、自分の考え。And Steve will ask you in a moment, what do you think about storytelling? What's important about it? じゃあ、クニエさんどうぞ。
自分が伝えたいことを直接言うんじゃなくて、お話仕立てにして相手に伝わるようにお話しする物語です。そう、
ストーリーテリングは大事なんですか？大事なことは何でしょう？大事なこと。
大事なこと。
What do you think is important about storytelling? Storytelling はなんかどうして大事なものなんですか？
相手の心に訴えることができるから。
いいね。So we can reach people's hearts by telling stories.
でも難しい。やりたいけど難しい。
We want to, but it is a difficult thing. Yeah, I agree. It's difficult. Steve, what do you think about storytelling?
I think it's along the lines of what Kunie said. It's a connection between the storyteller and the listener, and it's trying to plant an idea, share an idea, and it really requires an awareness of who's listening and what you want them to learn. So it's kind of, it's someone talking, but it's also building a story together between the teller and the listeners.
Oh, I love that. So I'm going to take that part actually. Just やっぱり書く人とスティーブさんが言ったのは書く人と読む人とか聞く人がなんか一緒にやってるなんか旅みたいな感じ。We're on a journey between the listener and the storyteller, right? Love it. So when we are telling stories, here are some things that are just, my thoughts about storytelling. Not why it's important. Kunie-san and Steve told you that, but when we are telling stories, here are some things to think about. Now, 先に Steve-san と Kunie-san がどうしてストーリーテリングが大事かと言いましたが、自分の考えはどういうふうにストーリーテリングするときに何のことを考えた方がいいか。And you're seeing this on the screen now, and I'll just quickly read through these, but when you or your students are telling stories, really think about the theme, think about the message, think about the story arc, the beginning, the middle when you build tension, and then in the end when there's a resolution, right? Think of an appropriate tool to tell the story. Now, this is an online thing, but it doesn't always have to be about technology. Maybe they're going to draw it and make a book, on paper. We're going to show you some tools that you might be able to use for digital storytelling. Think about design concepts. What is appealing to the reader? What do you want to? How do you teach a student, or how do you as a teacher get a really good design out there so that people go, hey, that's kind of cool. I want to read more. And something that's very, very important is, I feel, is sharing with the public, right? Getting students books that they've created or stories they've written, even if it's short, share it with the public. I mean, poems, for example, are really short, but they can be short. They're not always, but they can tell a story, right? So share it. Now, a big thing I think is we have to be careful of how we represent people and places and problems in the world and that kind of thing. If I tell a story about a conflict in another part of the world, I got to be careful, especially since I've never been to that place. We have to think, I'm a white Canadian man, so can I really tell the story about somebody in Africa, in South Africa, for example, who is not white? So we have to be careful about the things that how we represent the stories we tell, especially when they're about other people than ourselves. 簡単に日本語で繰り返したいと思いますけど、話を作るときに先生でも生徒でもテーマとメッセージを考えた方がいい。やっぱりテーマがあったら、読む人とか聞く人が分かりやすくなるっていうか、で、メッセージが大事ですね。メッセージが伝えたいか、情報とか、教えたいこと、いいマナーとか、歴史とか、何を伝えたいか。で、話の流れは大事なんです。もちろん、最初に、キャラクターとか、誰がこの話に入るんだけど、大事なことはテンションを作る。真ん中に、どういうふうに人を、注目を持つかっていうか、で、結果、一番最後に何を勉強したかとか、何のメッセージがあるかとか、一番最後に。で、デジタルストーリーテリングだったら、やっぱりアプリが大事なんです。後でブッククリエイターは簡単に見せますけど、いいプログラムっていうか、自分の生徒が使えるプログラムを選んだ方がいい。Sutori とか、Google Slides とか、Google Forms とか、ブッククリエイター後で説明するけど、そうしてデザインを考えた方がいい。話を作るときにデジタルストーリーテリングだったら、子供たちがデザインの勉強もできる。話をする勉強だけじゃなくて、デザインも勉強できる。やっぱり生徒の声が大事。パブリックでシェアすると、やっぱり生徒が作ったもの、自分の作品とか、自分の声が出せる。生徒の声がもちろん大事ですね。で、一番最終的に、多分一番大きな考えた方がいいことなんですけど、人、場所、話の内容、その表し方がすごい大事です。先に英語で例えしたことは、僕はカナダ人で、白人で、僕は黒人ではないから、黒人っていうか、アフリカの人の話をすると、僕はアフリカに行ったことないから、アフリカの人の話すると、やっぱり難しいと思う。だからそういうことを気をつけた方がいいと思います。やっぱり難しいと思うんですけど、必ず話した方がいいと思うんですけど、難しい。Alright, so we're going to move on to the next little bit though. And I put book creator in there. I thought Steve or Kunie, you were going to go next. So let's start with Kunie next, actually. 次はKunieさんでいいですか？僕はもういっぱい話したから。
そうですか。はい、じゃあ、
じゃあ画面共有しますか？
はい、じゃあします。すいません。
はい。
はい。
We can never do this in 30 minutes. I've just realized that.
スライドで、
まだ出てこ
は
ない。
い。
there we go. 今来た。
来ました。見えます？
見えます。
簡単にできるっていうことで、Google スライドで、画用紙に書いた、ものを、スライドに写真で撮って、スライドに入れましたので、見てください。全画面どうやってやるんですか？見えましたか？
見えます。すごいね。
見えます。
だって先生が作った？
はい。で、下に
上手。
Google 翻訳で英語に直したので、読んで私日本語で読みますので。朝ですよ。ここ。眠いよ。わあ、お日様元気だね。おはよう、おいらはすっきり将軍。すぐにすっきりするいいことを教えてあげるよ。お腹に手を当ててごらん。お腹に手は置いたまま鼻から息を吸います。息を吐きます。息を吸うときお腹を膨らませてね。お腹に手を置いたまま鼻から息を吸います。1、2、3、4、5。息を吐くよ。風船を膨らませるようにして息を吐いてごらん。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10。お腹はぺったんこ。ではもう一度鼻から息を吸います。目を閉じて。1、2、3、4、5。お腹膨らんだかな？息を吐きます。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10。お腹へっこんだかな？もう一度鼻から息を吸います。1、2、3、4、5。口から息を吐きます。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10。静かに目を開けてください。すっきり。さあ、朝ごはんがおいしいよ。いただきます。おいしいね。おしまいっていうことでした。
素晴らしい。
簡単にできるので、皆さんもGoogle スライド、自分で紙に書いたのを簡単に写真で撮って、作ってみてくださいっていうことでした。以上です。
素晴らしい、素晴らしい。
はい。
ありがとうございます。Yeah, right. So 本当になんか簡単に Google スライドを使って話ができる。
はい。
子供も作れる。
そうです。
本当にちっちゃい子供もなんか作れるんじゃない？先生が写真撮って話したら。That is so. Kai-san is just saying like Kunie's soft voice also matches the drawings and expressing her personality. Very good comment, actually. Yeah, Kunie Sensei is very calming for all of us. But a great idea for using Google Slides to do picture stories, kamishibai in Japanese.
Yes.
A great example. And so one thing that Kunie Sensei used was the transition feature, right? So スライドからスライドまでのなんかなんていうかなんかスライドを次のスライドに行くときになんかtransition という英語で日本語わからないtransition かな？
繰り替え。はい、トランジション。
繰り替えだよね。繰り替え。やっぱり。その繰り替えがなんかすごいスムーズだった。後ろの方が全部ピンクだった。同じ色ですごいスムーズだったんじゃない？
はいはい。ありがとうございます。
素晴らしいと思った。And Kai-san down in Kobe also says simple animations were good as well. Great comment. The pictures were really simple, right? Kunie-san その映画簡単でやっぱりなんかああいうものを見本すると子供たちが自分も作れる思うかもしれない。Kids might see that, hey, I can do that too. Steve, what do you think?
I think it's really wonderful. I mean, like you said, keep it simple, and then the focus is on the teacher's voice and the story, and it's fun. It doesn't have to be really arty. You know, I teach in an art school, so when I tell students I can't draw, they say, "No, teacher, you really can't." But it doesn't really matter, right?
That's
So
right.
that was really fun. And how something so simple can be so fun, I think, is the biggest thing I'm taking away from that.
Agreed. Simple is good. Simple is good. All right. So, Kunie-san, thank you very much. Yeah, that was awesome. Great idea. So, Steve, we're moving on to you next.
Okay.
So I'm just going to, I'm not sharing my screen at the moment, but I do want
Okay.
to for just one moment. Or, yeah, hold on one sec. Let me just, I just hit stop screen, but I want to share this. Hold on one sec. So Steve is going to show us how to make, telling stories, visual. So we'll share this slide deck a little bit later, but Steve, you want to share your screen with us?
And actually, I'm going to show two examples using, let me share the screen and then I can talk while it's coming on. Let's see, share Chrome tab, and I'll talk until you tell me that it's coming on. So I'm going to show how, really quickly, how to use Google Forms and Google Slides to have students share their stories, their ideas about images. Has it appeared yet?
It's there. We can see it.
Yeah. So finding our stories through visual images. And so this approach is called visual thinking strategies. And it's based, you can do it with pictures, you can do it with movies, you can do it with books, anything. But the three questions are, what's going on in this picture? What do you see that makes you say that? And what more can we find? And what really struck me as an English language teacher is, it's not what's in the picture, list me the 27 things in the story. And it's not me saying, here are 10 verbs I want you to use about this picture. But it's the students looking at the picture, thinking what they think about it, and sharing it with other students. Nate, do you want to catch up, or should I just keep going?
Yeah, so Steve さんが今説明してるのがこれをGoogle スライドとか使ってで特に絵を使ってで生徒が絵を見て簡単に何が入ってるかではなくて3つのことを考える。この写真の中の活動は何ですかとか、どうしてそういう考えがあるのか、その後は他のことは何ですか、他の考えは何でしょうかということなんです。で、I will say, Kai-san just posted, I wish Steve was my English teacher. And if you got Kai-san saying something like that, that's totally, that's it. Man, you're high level there. So,
and the nice thing there is, I'm sorry. And the nice thing is, go ahead.
Oh, it's all you.
What more? I'm sorry, my sound is bad. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So the thing is, what more can we find is that you're never really finished. There's always more that you can find. And any time that I come back with the same image with another group, there's a whole nother set of ideas that come out. There's always a student that has a new idea. But the idea isn't just share. The biggest thing is that I want them to share with each other. So I'm going to show just how I use a Google form for this. I hope I'm not going too long for you here, but
you're fine. Yeah, the intro was too long. That's my fault. So no, we're good.
Okay, so this is a no, you covered all the big points, so I don't think it was too long. But this is a Google sheet that I did. That I have the students give the date, the day of the week, what group they're in. I have base group, cooperative base groups. Sometimes I have groups during a particular day. It's not letting me scroll down the way I want to. Is this scrolling down?
It is not at the moment, but overall, what you're doing with this, you're taking students.
Yeah, let me just describe. Anyway, with the Google form, you can have the students, I have them individually write their ideas about the picture because I want them to have their private time so that they can think their ideas first. We do this with native speakers too, right? And then I have them write the keywords so that what are the main ideas, and they type it in. So I have the text, I have their keywords. And then I put them into breakout rooms, and I have them introduce each other and share their ideas and write the ideas down. The nicest thing is it's text so that I can share it. I can collect it. I can create quizzes. I can create like Quizlet, or I can create word clouds collecting with the words that they say. So it's just a very interactive, and most students have cell phones or smartphones or tablets so that they can use this and move within groups within the class.
Very cool. So if you can go back to the other slide that you have too, right? Just to go back and forth as I explain this. 日本語で繰り返したいと思いますけど、スティーブさんが先に、その絵を使って、で、3つの質問して、で、生徒たちが、なんかその絵の中はどういうものなんですか？もう一つのステップが、生徒たちが Google フォームを使って、で、自分の考えを入れる。それが大事かというと、今見えるんですけど、What's going on in this picture? What makes you say that? その3つの質問、and what more can we find? 3つの質問を使って、Google フォームで子供たちが、生徒たちが、なんか記入して、でも自分のペースでゆっくり考えて記入できる。で、スティーブさんが言ったのは、その後は、そのデータが大事なんです。なぜかというと、生徒の考え方とか、生徒の理解とか、その後はクイズレットとか、クイズとか、ワードクラウド、今見えるワードクラウド、もういろんなものを作れるし、ものすごいいいと思います。That's really cool, Steve. Love it. Do you have anything to add to that there? Or?
Can I do one more thing? I want to show one more thing that I use. I share a Google Sheet with all the students. And if it'll let me do this now, share screen. And this I'll do really quick. Chrome tab. And where is it now? So can you let me know when it pops up?
I'm just about to let it go right now. All right, you're in.
So here's yet another image, and I have them, I assign groups, and I have them type their group members' names. They all can access. So Anonymous, Mystery Man, Humi, Mysterious, I changed the names. And I have them on the bottom. You can see the students wrote there, I think they're enjoying lunch with their relatives because there are many people, there are adults and children, or I think they're enjoying themselves at the ceremony, which is something like Japanese coming of age ceremony. It's all their own ideas because they're young people in the picture. And then since it's a little bit of a competition because they can see what the other groups are posting. And I give them points. I really want them to focus on the think and the because. So I'm giving them points if they have more thinks than becauses. It's not so good. So it's interactive. It's everyone's telling their stories. And again, you have a record that they can look at later, what everyone said about that artwork. So that's all.
Yeah, that's great.
Right.
それはなんかスティーブさんがなんかそのスプレッドシートを使ってそのデータが使えて授業でなんかみんなが話ができるんですけど、sorry, I was looking at the chat here and kind of trying to I kind of lost a little bit there, but maybe in Japanese very quickly if you want to explain or
okay. みんな同日に見て、グループメンバーは一人ずつ自分のセルに I think because の文章を書きます。それで、私はその think のアイディアがあると、理由があったら1点数あげます。それちょっとコンクールみたいな感じがあります。それで、自分のグループのアイディアも、互いに手伝って、でも because はどの because。それで、他のグループはいくつの答えがあるとか、少しゲームみたいな、ことがある。それで、後で、テクストがあるので、私いつもテクスト集めたい、後で使いたい、1回だけじゃなくて、それで他のグループのアイディアも見えます。その映像について。
いいですね。
So.
All right, so I'm going to share my screen. One more to go, folks, and this is Book Creator. I've known about this for a number of years now, but I've never really jumped into it, and I decided to several months ago. It's not Google based, but it's still very, very cool. So here's let me just close up a couple of tabs here. You can see my screen, everyone. You're all good? Can you see my screen here? Yeah, okay, good. Thank you. All right, so Book Creator is a tool that allows you to create online books. And so today we're talking about storytelling, right? So I want to give you a few examples. Now, with Sutori before, I showed you the story of Valentine's Day, right? So here's one, African-American communities destroyed by white neighbors. I'm working on that one, but I wonder, do I have the right to tell the story of somebody else that's faced this kind of thing, right? But I'm going to take Valentine's Day instead as the example. So this is a book that I've created, and basically you can use this plus button to add media. You can add video, you can record your voice, you can add shapes and things like that. But let me click play and show you what this looks like. So I've chosen, there's different formats and layouts that you can use. But this is basically a digital book. I've got my table of contents that this links to everything here. I like this. This is pretty cool. Just wait. The story of Valentine's Day. Every year on February 14th, people around the world give. So you can embed your own audio. You can embed YouTube videos and pictures. Basically, you can create your own book. Something I kind of like when I find dead space, I put these little blue things. Did you know? Kind of like a textbook, right? So you can create digital textbooks with Book Creator. Let me go back to my books. So that's an example of Valentine's Day. Here's one that is we're just working on now. But what I'm doing at school is getting students to record proverbs in different languages. And sorry, I'm going to go into Japanese very quickly. Book Creator っていうアプリがデジタルで自分の本作れる。で、ものすごい作りやすい。使いやすいアプリなんですけど、this is a really easy tool to use, by the way. 十字を押すと、なんかいろんなもの入れられる。オーディオとかビデオとか YouTube とかで、ちょっとなんかいろんなもの編集できるんだけど、字の色とか字のスタイルとか、で、やっぱりなんか歴史とか、なんか何を教えてもなんか使えると思う。You can use this for anything. So here's an example of, proverbs from around the world that my students at school are creating in different languages. I only have one recording now. I have many recordings, but only in this example now. But so, for example, if I hit play, Nanakorobi Yaoki. Fall down 7 times, stand up 8. Nando shippai shite mo touch. So you can do fun little things like this. So my students at Nagoya International School are making this. They chose these different images. I'm recording their audio, and they've chosen the different kotowaza. So this we've got some Portuguese here, we've got Japanese here, we've got some English, we've got some Chinese. Actually, that was a Chinese one. So we're gonna have like a whole pile of different things that students are gonna make. So really, Book Creator gives you like an opportunity to create a lot of different things. I'm actually making one on the French Revolution. ちょっと日本語に繰り返すんだけど、なんかいろんなものを作れるんですけど、漫画でも、やっぱりなんか、先の見捨て物が、生徒たちが作ってる自分の声で日本語のことわざ、自分の言葉でことわざを説明する。世界のことわざで、世界の言葉で、のことわざの本を作ってるんですけど、生徒が一緒にやってるんですが、まだ完了してないからすいません。なんか漫画とか、なんか漫画っぽいフランス革命の授業がありますから、なんか今ちょっとコミックを作ってる漫画とか、いろいろができるんですけど、共有っていうか、なんかシェアができる 簡単に publish online とか collaborate 生徒たちもなんか一緒に作れるから結構簡単なアプリなんです。話長いから、
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。That
Book
was very
Creator. Book Creator is awesome. I absolutely love it. I think it's good.
作ってみたいです。
作ってみてください。Book Creator もなんか先生向きの資格が取れるから、You can become a Book Creator certified author. There's level 1 now. They're making level 2, but the pandemic happened, so.
フリーですか？フリーですか？
It's free. Yes. それが大事なんです。
That's right. I was going to say.
There is a paid element, but most of the features are free.
Yep.
So ほとんど無料なんですけど、やっぱりなんかすごい欲しいものがあったら払わなきゃいけないんですけど、
はい、
Google トレーニングの人たちはなんか無料でもらえるんですけど。
I wanted to say that about IORAD too. If I didn't, the features that you might want to have, like recording audio or some of the fancier ones, you can pay the teacher price of $10 a month and use those and save those and still have access to the upgrades. And then when you need to go back and change or make new tutorials, then you can pay the $10 again and do it for the month. So a lot of teachers prepare in the first part of the semester for the whole semester, but then if you find out you need to change something, you can go back. So free is good, though. Free is my price point.
Yeah, free is good. And Kai-san is saying or reminding us here too. Yes, with Book Creator, you get 40 books for free. The iPad version is free as well, and I didn't say that actually. There's iPad as well, tablet. You can Book Creator is like not only desktop, but it's iPad as well. Great for small kids. Kai-san will probably agree that even lower elementary students can use Book Creator. 日本語でなんか簡単に言うと、やっぱりスティーブさんと私の方からなんか無料でIORAD とかBook Creator がなんか基本的なものが無料で、本当に欲しければ1ヶ月ぐらいなんか払うんですけど、そんなに高くないと思うけど、it's not that expensive kind of thing. And yep, Kai's putting in the comments here like all these different things with Book Creator, so we're going to create a tutorial on that.
Yeah.
So let's jump into, because as usual, we can never stick to 30 minutes. Can you imagine if we said 1 hour? It would be like 2, right?
That's right.
So don't believe I've shared my screen just yet, though. So let me add that to the stream. And we'll just kind of move along, just kind of wrap things up. So we do have some upcoming events. Sorry for the incomplete slide, but in March, we will have a Moonlight session. We haven't decided the topic yet, but we'll let you know. Kunie-san, 3月の Moonlight セッションはなんかまだ決めてないんですけど、何したいことありますか？
やりたいこと。
テーマとか。
テーマ？どこかの国の人を呼んできてください。
Mara, all right. So Yamada Sensei, Kunie Sensei wants some people from other countries to join us. So, hey, GEG people in Asia Pacific, we might be in touch with you. Steve, what do you think?
Yep. We're open to any ideas, anything that anyone would like to have us talk about or look into, because we learn from the questions, or it gives us a chance to go back and look at things that we've used before but haven't for a while. And very often they change in the meantime. So it's always a good thing to get input from the viewers. But yeah, I like the APAC, anyone from other countries or other people in Japan who are teaching. The more, like I learned, like the drawing that we learned from Kunie Sensei, just very simple, for very communicative. I'm going to do that in my class. I think I teach in an art school. What could be more fun than having the students do that, or making books? So you learn from talking to people who are teaching other students. So that's what we want. That's what we want for the Moonlight sessions.
Yes, and we're in the process right now, actually. So Steve が言ったのはなんかやっぱり見る人からなんかゲストスピーカーみたいな人がいてほしいということです。We're going to be looking for more guest speakers to join us, so we're not always doing the talking kind of thing. as Steve pointed out. And I think Steve's on top of getting our, a guest speaker, hopefully in March, but maybe afterwards. But we'll see. So we are planning an online pub night. We wanted to do this in January, but things happen. We're going to try for March. We want you to present for and with GEG 名古屋。3月にいつやるかはまだわからないんだけども、やっぱりなんかクニエさん、スティーブさん、私ではなくて他の人はなんか参加して。パブナイトやりたいな、自分のお酒を持って、発表して、で、一緒に研修する2時間ぐらいです。So we want to do an online pub night where it's not only Steve, Kunier, and myself, sharing our ideas, but we want other people to share theirs. We'll do it in March sometime. We haven't decided yet, but keep an eye out because we do want to do an online pub night. Get your drinks, and that can be coffee, by the way. It doesn't have to be, alcohol. And sit down, and hopefully you might want to present for, 15 minutes or something like that. So that's what's coming up. We're always going to be doing demo slams. So we hope to see you. We're going to give one more shout out to GEG Asia Pacific Connect. You can find GEG APAC at sites.google.com/view/GEG Asia. Wonderful, community of people from around our region that have a lot of great ideas and great stuff going on. So look out for GEG Asia Pacific Connect, please. I'm going to stop sharing this screen here, and we're going to get Steve and Kunier-san to kind of wrap things up. Sakini, Kunier-san, Yamada Sensei, どうぞ。
今日は
最後に。
皆さんのいろいろな、ブッククリエイターとかスティーブのシェアするお話シェアするのを一回使ってみたいなと思いました。ありがとうございました。皆さんもぜひ使ってください。はい、ありがとうございました。
I just wanted to add for the pub night when we talked about sharing ideas, very short, very easy is fine. Just show something that you tried that helped you solve a problem. And I've learned a lot of the things, like the one that I showed for the spreadsheet with the conditional formatting. I learned from Nate at a session like that. So it can be really small, and someone goes, and it's really big for someone who's thinking, wait, I don't know how to do anything, right? So
Steve, I think that's a good point. Like today, Kunier-san shared Google Keep and the text grab from images. I use that like all the time. Like I really, really do. I use it probably about 20 times a week. And it's so small, so simple, but it makes things much faster for me.
Yep.
Great point. I agree.
So thank you everyone for coming. Please come back for the March Moonlight session. And again, if you have any ideas, please get in touch with us and let us know. If you have any ideas for speakers, please let us know. We're always on the lookout for more guests.
I'm going to put that in the chat right now. Guest speakers, please. All right, so everybody, thank you for joining number 2 edition of Moonlight Sessions from GEG Nagoya in 2021. We'll get out there very soon, the next date in March, along with other things that we're doing. So thanks a lot for joining us. We hope you have a lovely week, a lovely day, and we hope you learned something.
Good night, everyone.
Hey, everyone.